Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Tara, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to travel with your dolls, especially during the summer. Now, given Corona, I understand that a lot of people probably aren't traveling right now and should not be traveling, but you can use this next year or for whenever you travel into warm weather, or if you always live in a hot climate, then this should help you. So let's get started. So my first tip is to make sure that she stays cool throughout the trip. This is the most important thing. You don't want her to melt, and I've told this story so many times, but when I went to the New York State Fair when I was younger, I brought Annabelle with me and I left her in the car, which was an awful idea, and her vinyl ended up getting really smushy and she like almost melted pretty much. So just be really careful. Make sure that if you're gonna go somewhere hot, maybe think twice about bringing her with you, or if you're gonna leave her in the car, don't do it. Leave her in the hotel, in your relative's house, wherever you're staying, just think twice about bringing your doll with you everywhere you go. Next is, if you're going to be walking around, bring a backpack and put her hair in a hairnet or a hairstyle that will keep it from getting crazy. So this is super important. It's awesome if you want to bring your doll, if you want to go somewhere with her, or if you're taking pictures or something. Make sure you have something that you can carry her in, because the odds are you'll probably get tired just holding her in your arms the whole time. And it's nice to just have something that you can throw on, like a backpack, or even like a tote bag kind of thing. And also, when your doll's in a confined area, their hair tends to get a little bit more messy. So I like to put my doll's hair in a braid, or even in a hairnet if you have one. But braids are fine, and they will keep your doll's hair from getting tangled, and then you can take it out when you're ready to take pictures or do whatever you're gonna do. Next is, think twice about bringing her to the beach. If you're there for a while, she could get hot and start to melt, and also sand and water can be dangerous to dolls. So this kind of goes with the first thing I said, that taking your dolls with you everywhere is not the best idea, especially the beach. I understand if you want to do like a beach photo shoot. I'd recommend doing is going early. Like, sunrise pictures are so cool, and also it tends to be cooler in the morning and less people. You can take her there if you're like maybe at a beachfront motel or hotel or anything. That's where I was one time when I went to Rehoboth Beach. We were right on the shore basically. So I left the hotel, took some pictures at sunrise, which was like 6 a.m., went back inside, left her in the hotel while we had a beach day, and that's kind of the best way to go. Obviously, you may not be able to do that, so it would be awesome if you could have somebody who could drive you to the beach to take pictures with your doll and take her back, or, you know, whatever. If somebody's dropping you off, then they can take your doll back with them. Is just a good option, because sand and water is also obviously not the best for dolls, and sand gets stuck everywhere. You know that if you've been to the beach, it literally gets everywhere. It will follow you for weeks and months. So sand is annoying, water is bad for your dolls too. So overall, think twice about bringing her to the beach. You could always bring her to a local lake or pond or something like that for the same effect. Next is, bring a brush and spray bottle with you wherever you go with your doll. This is super important because doll hair can get super crazy super quickly, just like human hair. I know my hair is not always, you know, nice and brushed and perfect. So if you're planning on taking pictures of your doll especially, I would bring a spray bottle and a hair brush wherever you go. And you can even get like mini versions of both things. You can get a mini spray bottle, and then the American Girl brand brush, wig wire brush, is actually pretty small, so that one you can kind of carry around with you, and that is just a necessity if you're traveling. And like if you're flying or anything and your hair gets all messed up in the suitcase or in your backpack, it's always nice to have that. Next is, if possible, bring her in a carry-on. So this is if you're flying, which obviously right now nobody should be flying, but in the future, if people are flying again, it's best to bring your doll in your carry-on, which could be a backpack, a purse, a tote bag, something like that. Because if she's in the suitcase, first of all, it could get lost, which obviously nobody wants that to happen, but it happens sometimes. And also, airline people tend to be kind of rough with your luggage because it's supposed to be durable and stuff, but you don't really want your doll getting tossed around when you're retrieving your bag, and, you know, when they're loading onto the plane and everything. So yeah, just try to bring her in your carry-on if possible. If you have to bring her in a suitcase, that's okay. That's what my next tip is about. So if she is in a suitcase, just make sure that there's nothing crushing her, and even better would be having things around her that kind of cushion her, like some of your t-shirts, and try to avoid having shoes that come down, you know, because that could like scuff your doll's face. So just overall have something that can kind of cushion her in to the suitcase. That is super helpful, and it will kind of ensure that she stays put while the flight is happening or the car ride or whatever. So those are all my tips today for traveling with your dolls, especially in the summertime. I have done a video about how to travel with your dolls, but these are just a few additional tips that I think should help you guys, especially if you're doing car rides or flying. Be careful if you are doing any of those things. I'd advise not to, but I mean, I don't control you. So yeah, I hope you're all staying healthy and careful, and I hope you have fun with these tips if you get to travel in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!